Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna.
Oh, some new faces. My name is Nityananda Pran Das. What's yours?
My name is Krishna Chaitanya.
Wow. Really? Well, very special name. How'd you get that name?
I don't know, I had to ask my parents.
Please ask. What inspired them?
The name Krishna inspired from my grandmother who just passed away on the year whenever. And the Chaitanya, my father added that name because it's name of the chariot, like it's also named as victory, so he named her. Yeah.
This is Krishna Chaitanya right there in the middle of the picture. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't Sushkant.
Okay. And what is your name?
Prashant.
Prashant. Okay. Nice to you. I know you. What temperature did you set it up at? 94? I just came from Chennai, so thank you for reminding me of Chennai temperature. But
need some memories.
Kumbakonam was 104 exactly. So
I also heard that you go to Namakal.
yeah. You've been there?
Yeah. It's close to my hometown.
Namakal?
Europe.
That I don't know.
Coimbatore.
Okay. Anyway, So let me ask a very dumb question. How many of you ever heard the word Ramayana? Okay. Okay, good. Not bad. Okay. Can never assume anything. How many of you know the storyline of Ramayana? What it is? Huh?
Portion of
A little portion of it. What are you raising your hand for?
No.
Acha, you know some. How many of you are uncomfortable with Ramayana story? No? Okay, so that's good. I don't have to deal with the controversies. So we'll talk a few things. I just so that you know, for the past year and a half, I have been studying Valmiki Ramayana. So my attention, my absorption, my liking is all sitting with Ramayana because that's what I've been studying. So when I have to talk about getting rid of bad habits and all that, in my mind it's like, aha man, versus something that I genuinely get fired up about is Ramayana. So there is a lot about Ramayana that is usually misunderstood or wrongly understood, and it's a very amazing Leela of Lord Ramachandra, and along with the amazing Leela there is millions of lessons for everyone's day-to-day life. So anyway, since there are so many lessons, we're not going to go through all. The structure of the Ramayana. I'm just trying to sense how basic do I need to get versus how can I, if I need to just narrate certain pastime. That's what I'm assessing. The structure of the Ramayana? Yes? Yeah. Like the book, how many sections there are and all that? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So there are 6 major sections. We call them Kanda or cantos. They're called Balakanda, dealing with the childhood of Ramachandra. Then there is Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda. So Ramayana. Let's start there. The word Ayana means pathway or trajectory or orbit, and Ramayana means the pathway or the trajectory or the path Lord Ramachandra takes. So it's Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda in the forest, Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda and Yuddha Kanda. Although there is Uttara Kanda, which is like the epilogue, and total of 24,000 shlokas. You know who wrote the Ramayana? Valmiki. And have you heard the story of who's Valmiki? What does the word Valmiki mean? Oh, you know. Okay. One person knows. Alright, we'll start there. Just because I like it. So Valmiki is the poet who wrote the Ramayana, and the Ramayana is composed in a very special meter. In Sanskrit it's called Anushtup meter, that has 32 syllables. So you take a shloka from Bhagavad Gita and you'll find it follows the Anushtup meter. Okay, yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, like that. If you count, this is 16. So next two line, 16 more, 32. Any verse you take, except there are few that are organized a little differently as part of the Anushtup only, but mostly they are 32 syllables. This is that meter. There are shlokas that have different meters. In the Rig Veda, you recite certain shlokas in different meter for a different effect. So Valmiki is the main poet. Now, unlike other books, Ramayana is written in poetry. Okay? And you know, anyone who's dealt with any English grammar, poem or poetry section, I always fell asleep during that time, because I never understood what the poet is saying one word but is meaning something else. You're supposed to extract some meaning that I never found out that there were some meanings, right? Some poetries are there. So poetry is a method or a medium by which you say one thing but you mean something else. That's what poetry is all about actually. So the entire Ramayana is poetry where Valmiki is saying one thing and there is meaning of something else altogether. So he's saying one thing is he's describing the Leela, the pastime of Lord Ramachandra, which is amazing, fascinating and fantastic. And parallelly, there are lessons and meanings about Lord Ramachandra's lifestyle that are important for us. Who is what, why they are this way, why they are that way, what some words mean, what some phrases mean, why Lord Ramachandra acts in a certain way, why not in this way, why not that way. So hopefully I'll give you one or two such examples today if possible. But my experience has been, the more you hear Ramayana, the more and more attractive it gets. It's like, since we're talking about bad habits, it's like addiction. You get addicted to hearing about Lord Ramachandra because such a very, very attractive personality. So what happened is, Varuna had a grandson. That grandson, for some reason, was I think either kidnapped or basically lost. Okay, and later fell into the family of some persons who were living along the highway. So this man, the only way he knew how to take care of his family was to become a highway robber. And anyone who would pass by, he would ambush them and take away their belongings. So one day, Narada Muni himself was walking by. So this person ambushed Narada Muni and said, "Give me all your belongings." Narada said, "I don't have any belongings." And asked him, "So why do you do all this? Thievery and dacoity and all that. Why do you do it?" So he said, "I have to take care of my family. That's my responsibility for my family. I have to feed them. I have to do something." So he said, "Do you understand that stealing and ambushing people like this and taking away their money has certain consequences, karmic consequences? And since you say you're doing it for your family, do you think your family will share with you whatever the consequences are?" Right? So he said, "Of course they will." So Narada said, "Go ask them, see what they say." So he came home and he asked his wife, "Hey, I'm doing these things. So if something happens, whatever the negative consequence that comes from this, will you share with me equally?" And she said, "No. Sorry. You as the breadwinner or something, that is your responsibility. So any consequences is your headache, not mine. I am not sharing anything with you." So it was a wake-up call for him. You just joined us. We changed the topic. Instead of talking about how to get rid of bad habits, because tomorrow is Sri Ram Navami, we went into Ramayana. So if you wanted to get rid of some bad habits, you should come back some other day. If you want to hear about Ramayana, you can stay. Okay, so either way is fine for me. So we're talking about the story of how Ramayana began with Valmiki's story. So when his wife said, no, I will not take any share, he felt very broken hearted. So he came back running to Narada Muni, and he said, I never realized. I thought my wife is my partner in everything. And so now I want to know what I'm supposed to do in life. So I don't want to be here. I want to travel with you. So Narada Muni said, no, you cannot just travel like that. No, I insist. So no. So he told him, you sit here and you chant the name of Rama. That will help you understand what to do in life. It will help you clear up. So he said, I don't know how to pronounce that word. So he, as the story goes, he told him, can you pronounce Mara? Opposite way. He said, yeah, that I can do. He said, okay, sit there and recite Mara, like that. Because when you keep reciting it, Mara becomes Rama. He said, okay. He told him, I'll come back. Until I come, you sit here and you chant Lord Ram's, just chant Ram like that. He said, okay. So Narada went. Do you know when Narada came back? Narada came back 6 yuga cycles later. Okay. So one yuga cycle is 4,320,000. And there is a bridge that is put across the ocean. So this material realm we call Samsara Sagar, right? There is an ocean. That ocean, Lord Ram has to build a bridge to bring us back. So he is called Setu Bandha, one who builds a bridge. And the person who brings Lord Ram's message, Hanuman, means the Guru has to bring the message of the Lord. So our scripture is the message that Lord has given, but a Guru has to bring that message to us. Otherwise we don't know. We don't know what happiness is. We don't know where to go. We are trapped. So Hanuman represents spiritual master or Guru who brings the message of Lord Ram. So that's sort of the basic construct of Ramayana. And then there are all these persons that each of them has a certain meaning and place in all of this. So I'll narrate one nice story about Lord Ramachandra's past. It's sweet, but you will appreciate it. So it seems once Lord Narayana was lying down on his huge Anantasesha milk ocean, right, in Vaikunta, and his foot touched the milk ocean. So one little tortoise came and started licking the toe of Lord Narayana, because anyone wants the nectar from the lotus feet. So we call that Charanamrit. When you go to temple, you get Charanamrit, right? Or Tirthas we call it. What is that? That's water that has washed the feet of the Vigraha, Lord Ramachandra. So we drink that. So this tortoise wanted to taste the feet of, the touch of the feet of Lord Narayan. So Lakshmi Devi, who was always sitting there, she foo-fooed the tortoise, did not allow. So that's one incident. We'll come back as to why this is important. So as the story goes, Lord Ramachandra was banished because of Kaikeyi, and the condition was 14 years in Dandaka forest, and Bharat will become the king. So Lord Ram did not even contest it, he didn't fight it. It's described that that night when he was going to be coronated, the next day he was going to be the king, that previous night when all this fighting was going on between Dasharath Maharaj and Kaikeyi, Lord Ram was in his palace preparing to be the king the next morning, and Dasharath Maharaj sends a message through Sumantra, go call Lord Ram I have to tell him he will not be king tomorrow. In fact, he has to go to the forest. So when Sumantra goes and says, your father is calling, Lord Ramachandra has a very happy smile on his face, and very eagerly he walks into the palace. And when he hears the news, it is said that that smile did not reduce even 1 micron. As happily he walked out of the palace, because he didn't care for the kingdom. He only cared for fulfilling his father's request or order. So he happily went. Then there's a whole story between Sita Devi wanting to go, Lakshmana wanting to go. If I had time till midnight, I would keep telling you the story. Anyway, there's one narration there that comes back later. But anyway, so they move all the way down to Chitrakoot. They're crossing the Sarayu river, and all the residents of Ayodhya also are following them. So Lord Ram keeps telling them, please go back. No, we want to go with you. The whole of Ayodhya becomes empty and they're following Lord Ram. We will also stay in the forest for 14 years with you. So at night, when they come to this bank of the Sarayu river, Lord Ramachandra tells Sumantra, you ride the chariot in this particular direction, stop and ride back again on the same tracks and come back. And then we will escape from a different place. So in the morning, when people will get up, they will want to follow the chariot tracks. It will go only up to a place, then it will end. And it would have come back, so they wouldn't know where we are. Because I cannot afford Ayodhya to be empty. And the promise was to live in the forest alone, not with the whole thing. Like, if I have a kingdom in the forest, then what's the point of being exiled? And then Kaikeyi will not be happy. So that's how they escape, and they cross the river and come to Chitrakoot. Now they have to cross the river the next day. And the other side of the river, the Chitrakoot area, the place is called Shringaverapura. And Shringaverapura is forest land that is governed by a king called Guha. Guha is a hunter, tribal guy. I went to Shringaverapura 2 years ago. It was a very beautiful place. And Chitrakoot is probably one of the most beautiful places in entire India that I have seen. Just so amazing. So they have to cross the river. So Guha is a friend of Lord Ram. So all his boatmen, they all come. And by the time Lord Ramachandra has come to this banks, he, Sita and Lakshmana, they want to cross the river. So one boatman, he brings a boat and is ready. So Lord Ram is about to step into the boat. So the boatman says, stop, you cannot enter the boat. So everyone's surprised. I mean, who is going to say no to Lord Ramachandra? So he says, what is the problem? He said, your lotus feet, I've heard they're very dangerous. When they entered Gautam Rishi's palace, ashram, suddenly that whole place got transformed and Ahalya showed up. Because Ahalya was previously, anyway, it's a long story, cursed to not be visible. So as soon as your feet touched Gautam Rishi's ashram, Ahalya showed up. So I am afraid that if your feet touch my boat, if this becomes a woman, I already have a wife, how can I manage two? So you cannot step into this boat. So Lord Ramachandra smiles and said, so what should we do? He said, I want to make sure, actually it's not the feet. We pay more attention to the pada dhuli, the dust in the feet. So he says that dust is very magical and it can change my boat. So I want to first wash your feet thoroughly and remove any dust. So he is asking for very funnily or nicely asking for a chance to wash Lord Ramachandra's feet. So Lord Ramachandra smiles and said, okay, do it. So he washes his feet, drinks the water, gives it to his whole family and says, okay, nothing happened to my family, so you can come. So Lord Ramachandra sat, and they were rowing the boat. This guy was rowing the boat, and he got him to the other side of the river. So Lord Ramachandra said, Sita Devi looked at Lord Ram and said, he has done such a nice service to you, you should give him a gift, and gave him a ring and said, please give to him. So Lord Ramachandra gave him the ring and said, thank you, this is our payment, our appreciation for bringing us across. So he said, I'm sorry, I cannot take this payment. So again he was surprised. What do you mean you cannot take this payment? So then, before this, when this guy was washing Lord Ramachandra's feet and drinking that water, it is said that he looked at Sita Devi and started smiling. Okay? So one may wonder why he is looking at Sita Devi and smiling. So it is said that the tortoise is this guy. And last time when Lakshmi Devi told him to go away, he didn't get the chance to drink that water. But now even she cannot stop him. So as he is drinking the water, he is looking and smiling. See, I got my chance to get Lord Ramachandra's lotus feet water. So when they gave the gift, he said, I cannot take this payment. So he asked, why you can't take the payment? What's wrong? He said, you cannot take goods from persons who are doing the same activity. We are equals. So I cannot take from you. So everyone was shocked. This is Lord Ramachandra. This is a boatman. What do you mean equals? He said, because we do same things. So he said, then he gave an example. Like a cloth merchant does not gift cloth to another cloth merchant. He says, I have come silk cloth, take this. He says, I also have silk cloth. Why I should take from you? So he said, we are of the same profession, so I cannot take you. So everyone was surprised. Lord Ramachandra is a prince, is a king. This guy is a boatman. How is it the same profession? So he said, explain how we are of the same profession. He said, see, from morning to evening, people are on this side of the river and I take them to that side of the river. So I help them cross this river. Similarly, you, Lord Ramachandra, you take people from this side of the Viraja river, that is the material world, and you take them to that side of the Viraja river, which is the spiritual world. So I am a boatman, you are also a boatman. Same thing. Because only Lord Ramachandra can give moksha. Moksha means you go from the material realm back to the spiritual realm. And that only Lord Ramachandra can take. So he said, I also make them go from this side of the river to that side. You also do the same thing. So we are equals, same profession. So this is loving, sweet way of glorifying Lord Ram, of how wonderful he is and what he can do. You want more? Should I stop? Okay, one more. Which one? There's so much to say. There are some heavy emotional stuff when it comes to Bharata and all that. I'll tell you this one thing just to appreciate. So there are 4 brothers, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. Actual twins are Lakshmana and Shatrughna. They are twins born to Sumitra. Although they are twins, they don't have any friendship between them. Meaning, it's not like they are enemies, but they are not buddies with each other. Shatrughna is buddies with Bharata. In fact, more with Bharata, even than with Lakshmana and Lord Ramachandra. And Lakshmana more with Lord Ramachandra. So the question the Acharyas ask is, why is this attraction there? So here's how it happened. When the 4 children were to be born, it is said from that fire yagya, the yagya person, whatever, that came and gave a pot of kheer. No? And one pot had to be distributed among 3 queens. And one third is not proper distribution. Because equally distributed violates hierarchy. The oldest queen or the number one queen is Kaushalya. Second one is Sumitra. And third is Kaikeyi. So if you give one third, then you are violating hierarchy. So that one pot of kheer had to be distributed in such a way that it is equitable. Not equal, it is equitable. So half was given to Kaushalya. The half that remained, that was made into two equal parts. So half went to Kaushalya, 1/4 went to Sumitra. And the 1/4 that remained, again two parts were made, and 1/8 was given to Sumitra again, and 1/8 was given to Kaikeyi. So you see the hierarchy: half, less than half, whatever that math is, and 1/8. So they got, it was properly distributed. Now from the half, right, the half was remaining. When two parts were made and given to Sumitra first time, Lakshmana was conceived. But that half came from the big half, which is Lord Ramachandra's. And the quarter that was cut and given to Kaikeyi, this was, Shatrughna was born from it. So Shatrughna and Bharat are always together, and Lakshmana and Ram are always together. That is the connection. So these four, although the Supreme Lord, they are one, non-different, but they play different roles in order to teach important lessons for people like us, the dull people. So Lord Ramachandra plays the role of an ideal human being and how to behave in all circumstances of life. Perfect behavior. Lakshmana plays the role of a servant of Lord Ram or Krishna, who's in association of the Lord. Like you're serving in a temple or you get some service to do, how you're supposed to conduct that service in the presence of the Lord. Bharata exemplifies how to serve the Lord in the absence of the Lord. Because service in absence is more difficult in one sense than service in presence. For example, if one's guru is there in this room, then everyone is in attention, properly behaving, even if you're angry. But you have to be alert, like Lakshmana was alert. But once the guru is not there, then it's like, no one's watching. So the tendency to veer off the road is easier. So Bharata shows how to be right in the middle of the road, even in the absence, and not for 1 day or 2 days, but for 14 years. And Shatrughna, he exemplifies something highest than all three. How to be the servant of a devotee than the Lord himself. Actually, one who is a servant of a devotee is higher than one who is a servant of the Lord himself. So in the Agni Purana or someplace, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, one who thinks he is my devotee is not really my devotee. But one who is the devotee of my devotee, that is really my devotee. So in our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the phrase that we use is Dasa, Dasa Anudasa. Das means servant of Krishna. But Dasa Anudas means the servant of the devotees. So to serve the devotees is more powerful and more important than to serve Krishna. And Krishna is pleased more with that. That's our philosophy in general. That's the Vedic philosophy. That's why the position of Guru is actually considered sometimes higher than the position of Krishna himself. Anyway, that's more deeper philosophy. When we get to that stage, we'll in our course, if we get to that point, we'll explain that. But that's what these four brothers exemplify. That is why Shatrughna never was sort of missing Lord Ram. He was always with Bharata. So when Bharata comes to know that Lord Ramachandra has gone to the forest, I'm going to skip some details. I'm going to come straight to where they meet each other. And he says, please come back and be the king. And Lord Ram says, no, this is what our father wanted. This is what I'm going to do. You have to be the king. And he says, no, I will not be the king. So there's a lot of debate back and forth. Finally, it is agreed that Lord Ramachandra's shoes will come back to Ayodhya. And Bharata will rule on behalf of the shoes. As soon as that option was given, that until then Bharat said, I will also be in the forest. I don't care for Ayodhya, I don't care for Kaikeyi. I will stay in the forest with you. But as soon as he was told, you can take the shoes, he happily said, I'll go back to Ayodhya. So the Acharyas raise a question. Why Bharat changed his mind? If he wanted to stay in the forest, then why did he go back to Ayodhya with the shoes? So what Bharat wants to establish is that I am not independent of Lord Ram. As long as it was considered that I am independent of Lord Ram, he was arguing and debating, I will stay here. But the moment he was told, no, you will be the servant of the shoes, he said, I belong to Lord Ram. So whether I am here or there doesn't matter. That's why he went back with the shoes. However, the shoes were in Ayodhya. Bharat was not in Ayodhya. Bharat stayed in a place called Nandigram, which is outside Ayodhya. We went to that place. And Bharat said, my older brother, Lord Ramachandra, who I consider my father, worshipable, if he is wearing tree bark, I cannot wear royal clothes. I will also wear tree bark for 14 years. That's one. Second, he said, my brother, Lord Ramachandra, will only be eating roots, fruits, some leaves, this thing. So I will only eat very simply. And you know what he ate for 14 years? Barley. You know what is barley? In Hindi it's called bajra. Barley cooked in cow urine. That is all. Not big quantity also. Anyway, you can't eat big quantity of barley cooked in cow urine. Small only. But that's all he ate. Very austere. And if you go to Nandigram, you will find there is no palace or room where he stayed. Bharat stayed underground. There is a cave and he stayed underground. You know why underground? He said for 14 years, Lord Ramachandra will be sleeping on the ground. I cannot sleep on a position higher than him or equal than him. So I have to sleep in the underground. So he has this cave and that's where he slept for 14 years. He would come out in the morning, talk to the ministers, manage all of Ayodhya on behalf of the shoes, but then would live in a cave. So if you go to Nandigram today, you will see that cave where he lived. This is the kind of relationship and love they shared with Lord Ramachandra. This is only Bharat and there is other persons also. So Lakshmana, who travelled with Lord Ramachandra, during the day he used to walk ahead, alert, because they are in a forest. There are wild animals, rakshasas, anyone can attack. So he was alert all day. And at night, when Lord Ramachandra would be sleeping, Lakshmana was standing guard. So for 14 years, Lakshmana never slept. Not even once. Aisa nahi ki, oh sorry, like they show the watchman falling asleep. No sleeping. So anyone had the experience of not sleeping night out? Anyone did night outs here? Okay. How's the feeling the next day? After the night out. You're finishing your assignment and the only thing that you can see everywhere is your mattress. Right? And you cannot talk properly, coherently. You get irritated, hungry, nasty. One night. If you're really great, maybe 2 nights. After that, you have to check into the mental asylum, because that's how it works. In fact, one of the torture techniques is sleep deprivation. They keep you awake. They don't let you sleep. And it really messes with your mind. But Lakshmana, for 14 years, no sleeping at all. Alert all the time. That is his way of serving Lord Ramachandra. And it's not like Lord Ramachandra is enjoying, I was jaga, I'm so raha. It's not like that. Because their love for, this is seva. See, the important thing is, as when we are learning bhakti, the word bhakti means seva. Prabhupada translated the word bhakti as devotional service. Sometimes we hear the word bhakti as devotion. It's not a complete translation. In fact, it's incomplete, because devotion just means that I can sit in one place, do nothing and say I have a lot of devotion for Krishna. It doesn't mean anything, right? If you have love, you should be able to demonstrate that love. Just as if we love someone, we just don't say I love the person, but I don't have to do anything about it. Love means it's demonstrable. You have to you do something for the person that you love. So bhakti means devotional service, or we say seva. And seva means for the other person, not for my benefit. That's what by definition seva means. Right? I cannot say I'm sevak. I say seva, but I get all the meva, as they say. I get all the fun stuff. It's not like that. So they are showing the ultimate standard of seva. And we are starting somewhere down there. But that's the guiding principle. That's what seva means, and that's how it looks. And we try to mold our life in a way that, moves in that direction of how Bharata and Shatrughna. Of course, we are not going to eat barley cooked in cow urine. I don't think we have the capacity to do it. But the spirit of living simply, because the Lord is living simply like that. Any questions, comments? I gave you the example I can give is, you come to the Pacific Ocean and you take 1 drop of salt water. That is what we did today. We came to the ocean of Ramayana and took 1 drop of what is there in it. You were going to say something?
What I heard is, when Lakshmana was serving 14 years guarding Lord Ram, his wife was sleeping for 14 years in the palace. Is it true? Or?
There is no reference to her sleeping. She cannot sleep for 14 years. She's not Kumbhakarna, man. Even he slept 6 months. She was not sleeping. In fact, Urmila, she speaks very amazing. 1 shloka only she speaks. But it is said that 1 shloka is so heavy in terms of meaning and shows her spirit of renunciation that is matchless in terms of how a wife should be selfless in relation to her husband. It's only 1 shloka she speaks, that please happily go and take care of Lord Ramachandra. No, she was not sleeping. Sleep is a feature of tamas or ignorance. So somebody so elevated cannot be influenced by tamasic guna so much.
What I heard was, this tiredness they were so powerful that this tiredness could be transferred to her.
I never heard like that. Anything else? Any questions in Ramayana? They've been battling with doubts and issues.
I have a couple of questions, so if anyone else has probably.
I don't know, I can't read their minds, so.
So the first question is if Shabri didn't offer that story, that entire story, then what is the actual story?
Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana and Sita is already abducted. So they are moving. Has Sita been abducted? Yeah. So they are moving, trying to find Sita Devi. And there is one demon by the name Kabandha. Sanskrit Kabandha means torso. So this guy doesn't have a head. He only has a torso and a mouth in the stomach and two long arms because of Indra. There's a whole story. He's actually a Gandharva who got cursed to be in that body by Indra and only feeding. So when Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, they are meant to kill him. So he is relieved of this cursed body and he gets his Gandharva body again. So when he is getting that Gandharva body, he tells Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, continue along this path, you will come to Matanga Rishi's ashram, and from there you continue and find Sugriva in Kishkinda, who will help you find Sita Devi. So because Kabandha told them that, they are walking and coming to Matanga Rishi's ashram, and they find this very old lady waiting. So many years ago, Matanga Rishi is ready to leave his body and attain Samadhi. And Shabari tells Matanga Rishi, if you are going to higher realms, I want to come with you. Because you are my guru, what will I do here? I want to serve you. So he said, my time is over, but I know that in the future, Lord Ram and Lakshmana will come here. And when they come here and they pass through this ashram, I want you to extend hospitality to them. Receive them nicely. Make sure that they have something to eat before they move on. So wait for them to come. Once you meet Lord Ramachandra, then your life will be successful. Then you can come. She didn't know when Lord Ramachandra was coming. It was not 1 hour later, one day, few years, few hundreds and thousands of years later. But because her guru had told her, wait and extend the hospitality, she waited. So actually it is said that Shabari does not have Ram Bhakti. She has Guru Bhakti, which is stronger. Her interest is not so much Lord Ram. Her interest is because my Guru asked me to wait. And that is why Lord Ramachandra pleasingly comes to meet Shabari. And she tells him that my life is so much successful just by seeing you that I don't want anything else. And that's when she also goes back to Vaikunta. That is the actual story. Now in Ramayana, there are certain versions of Ramayana that are considered almost authentic. So there is the Valmiki Ramayana. Then there is something called Adhyatma Ramayana that appears in other scriptures. And in Adhyatma Ramayana is the story of Shabari tasting the fruit first and before giving it to Lord Ram. So Adhyatma Ramayana and Valmiki Ramayana in that sense run parallel. But for us the main reference is Valmiki Ramayana. So that's one question. What's another one?
What is the meaning of bhakti? You were saying like when you do the sandhi or something of bhakti, what is like how do you do that? And what does it mean? Like when you do for Maya, you have Ma and Ya. Like that.
So in Sanskrit there are something called dhatu. Dhatu means the root word. So bhakti is a derivative of the dhatu called bhaj. Bhaj, generally from bhaj comes the word bhajana or bhakti. So generally when we say bhajana, we think of it as worship or singing, whatever. So in the purport of 6th chapter, verse 47, Prabhupada writes how the word bhaj is not worship, because worship means anyone can worship anyone. One can worship MS Dhoni, one can worship some movie star, one can worship a politician, one can worship a devata, any of the devatas, and they may say, you're also worshipping Krishna, I'm worshipping. It's the same thing. So worship is not the right word. Bhaj actually refers to the connection the Atma, the living entity, has with God. So there is only one God, not anyone else, right? And so once you make that connection, that is between the Atma and the Supreme Lord, then all other, what we think as all other features of bhajan or bhakti has no meaning. They don't compare. So that is why the word bhakti means it's between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. You cannot say, I have a lot of bhakti for my job. That's a way of using a word, but it has no meaning to it. That's the word.
Third question is in Mahabharata, Lord Krishna actually, when Lord Bhishma and everyone, they make promises like this, like I will serve the throne of Hastinapur, and then in that he was wrong, and that's why he was in the path of adharma, and he explains that entire thing. But in Ramayana, what Kaikeyi asked was for her own satisfaction for her son. But so why did Lord Ram entertain such a thing for, like, it's kind of like self-gratification itself, right? So why did he entertain such a request?
He did not entertain the request because Kaikeyi asked it. He entertained the request because Dasarath approved it. The interesting thing is, Lakshmana proves to Lord Ramachandra that you don't have to follow Dasarath's word. Vasishta, who's the guru of the whole Raghu dynasty, he also tells Lord Ramachandra, you are not obliged to follow this instruction because it was made by your father who is not in his right mind. It is not a proper decision. It is done from weakness. You don't have to follow. But Lord Ramachandra says, no, an order is an order. I don't have to qualify whether it is in the weak mind, whether it is this mind, that mind. I don't have to qualify. It's an order, I have to follow the order. And he gives an argument. I can't remember the shloka right now. But he gives an argument back to Vasishta that Vasishta cannot argue back with it. He said, yeah, you're right. So the point is, rather than consider whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's comfortable or convenient or not, when you get an order, you fulfill the order, even when it is very inconvenient, even when it doesn't make sense, but it's an order, you follow the order.
But isn't that what Bhishma Pitama also did? He got an order from his father.
Yeah. So at the time of death, he saw Krishna face to face, no? He found. But there are other meanings to why Bhishma is on this side. So there are 12 rasas, or what we say relationship. So there are 7 secondary and 5 primary rasas. So 5 we relate, I mean at least we can know some. One is neutral relationship. Neutral relationship means God is great. I don't really know how great, and I have nothing to do with the greatness, but God is great. That's called neutral relationship. Then is called relationship in service, like Hanuman has. Lord Ram is my master and I am the servant. Then there is relationship in friendship, where it is not just he is my master, he is my friend, because in friendship there is more intimacy. Then there is relationship of parental, Vatsalya it's called, Mother Yashoda. Now up till friend, see in servant relationship, the Lord is here, the servant is here. In friendship they are equals. In parent, now they are greater than God. They can order. And higher than that is called Shringara, a conjugal relationship. Okay? Because the intimacy keeps growing. So these are primary rasas. Then there are 7 secondary rasas they are called. Secondary means in anger, in joking, in fear, in scared, like that. So one of those 7 rasas is called chivalry. Chivalry is, giving Krishna a good fight. Once in a while Krishna likes to wrestle. So the nature of Bhishma Dev with Krishna is in the chivalrous rasa. And for chivalry to happen, you have to be an opponent. You cannot be on the same team and say, we'll fight with each other. There's no fun.
But Krishna never fights, right?
Oh, there is one situation where he comes with the chariot wheel. It's not a weapon. He keeps his promise though, but he still gets in. And that's what Bhishma Dev wanted to see. So the whole story develops in such a way that Bhishma has to be on that side. But Bhishma has to not the same, because what Bhishma and what Duryodhana did was violate all dharmic principles. Yet they were all on that side. There is another reason why they all also get. Because when Draupadi was insulted by being pulled by her hair, not one of them stopped Dushasana. Because they felt, I cannot speak up, that's the king. They could have spoken up and they should have spoken up. They did not. So all different things added together will be that Bhishma will be on that side. The Mahabharata is very complicated. It seems simple story, but it has so many twists and turns and complexities that it's not easy to understand Mahabharata. Although it's a great soap opera, season after season after season, my gosh, the twists and turns. 100,000 slokas, not Ramayana is 24,000, that's 100,000 slokas with history and this and that. You something? Yeah, sure.
The first verse of Brahma Samhita says that Lord Krishna is the cause of all causes. So when you mentioned in the beginning of your lecture that like how Sita Devi got distracted by that golden deer, just like that when we were in the spiritual realm, we got distracted by something. Wasn't that also a cause, the distraction? And can we say that that cause was also caused by Krishna?
No. Why would Krishna cause that he would want his living entity to be separated from him?
Probably Rasa.
Oh yeah, right. Probably Rasa. No. That is not the cause. The cause is the individuality of the jiva. I have free will. Although it seems limited, but I have free will. And that free will allows me to choose. Because love cannot be forced. Love means two individuals have to voluntarily choose to be together. Then only it's love. If I love someone, I cannot capture them inside the house, arrest them and say you cannot go anywhere, otherwise you'll run away from me. Right? I mean, there are crazy people like that, but you have to only love me. It's so stifling. There's no freedom. Love means unlimited freedom. And in that freedom, I choose to be with this person. That is love. So Krishna gives us, because we are part of Krishna. Krishna is ultimately free and individual. We are tiny, so we have tiny individuality. And love means when we express it that my Krishna, I want to be with you. But we can also express it the other way, that oh, I don't want you. And that is the choice we have made. Stupid choice, but we made it. And therefore we are in the, we have this material experience. And the whole process of bhakti is to correct or rectify that bad choice, if you will, or incorrect choice. So the process of bhakti yoga then teaches us how to willingly, lovingly choose in our relationship to Krishna. And the reason it feels difficult or because we are conditioned to turn away from Krishna. So having to turn towards Krishna is the practice. That's what takes the difficult. So we are talking of breaking bad habits. When you want to change from this habit to that habit, there has to be a conscious effort. Therefore it was called International Society for Krishna Consciousness, that you are conscious of Krishna in all your activities. And that's the practice. It's called sadhana. Because by nature we are like the tail of a dog, no? You put in a pipe, it's straight for so many years. You remove the pipe and it goes back like that. We're habituated, we're like that. So small increments of turning back towards Krishna. So if you like Sanskrit, the act of turning away from Krishna is called Bahirmukha. Mukha means disposition or where you're facing. Bahirmukha means you turned your face outside of that relationship with Krishna. So when you turn outside, what do you see? The deer, this thing. Oh wow, I didn't realize Chicago was so amazing.
So can we relate that distraction to like everyday distractions that we have?
But those are, everyday distractions are symptoms of the original disease. We're already here.
So how do we like address the root cause of it?
So Jiva Goswami says, if you know why you came here or what brought us here, then you do exactly the opposite to get back there. So what brought us here was that we turned our attention away from Krishna. So what gets us there is you slowly, incrementally, to whatever degree you can, turn your attention to Krishna. But we are such distracted beings. Somebody I knew called our phones WMD. You know that one, no? Weapons of mass distraction. Anything else? Any final question, comments, thoughts? No? Satisfied? Tomorrow is Sri Ram Navami. So, very important day to remember and reminisce that just as Sita is suffering because she is not with Lord Ram, it is said that Lord Ram is also suffering a lot more. So we may think, oh, I am separated from God. Of course, that is true. And somehow, he seems happy. He is also suffering in the sense that he feels our disconnect. And he is very eager for us to come back to him. So he is constantly searching us. Sita is sitting in one place. Ram is moving through the forest. Right? So like that, we are also here. But actually Lord Ramachandra is searching for us and sending messages, so that not reaching us, because we are trapped in Lanka. Until Sri Hanuman comes to search and say, hey, I have a special message for you. That message is the Bhagavad Gita for us, Here's a message. Krishna is speaking to us. Although he spoke to Arjuna, it's meant for us. He's speaking to us. This is the message. That's what the Acharya brings to us. So, a very special day, the why Lord Ramachandra even appears in search for Sita. That has to happen. Of course, the grandeur is to kill Ravana, and the idea is to conquer the mind. But all this has to happen. Unless Lord Ramachandra comes to take Sita Devi back, the mind doesn't have, mind is not conquered yet. That's what it means. Philosophy on an empty stomach doesn't work too much. So you have dinner for everyone. Go ahead. Pass it on. Thank you.